So it was something along the lines of she's going to. I told her either send me her number or give her my number. That's what I sent her. I told her to give her my number. She was just like, okay. So she gave Sharice my number. Sharice called me, and she was like, hey, girl. And the relationship between Sharice and Monique was kind of confusing for me. She met this woman when she first started filming. Um, and she instantly, like, Monique kind of like attached herself to Sharice. And it was weird for me. Like, it was weird. It was super weird for me. Like, for her to attach herself to someone that way. And it let me just, I don't want to get off script. There's certain stuff that I just want to say. It's not enough time. But that relationship was weird as crap. And she was just so Sharice. And I know Sharice was probably weirded out too, because Sharice is, a woman. So like to have this new person come into her life and just be so Sharice, like a little puppy, like, come on, I just want a piece of you. Just let me. Okay. It was weird. So sorry, I'm entertaining myself right now with my thoughts. So I called Sharice. Let me get back to the script because I'm going off track. So I called Sharice, and Sharice was like, "What's going on?" So I told Sharice what was going on, and Sharice was like, "Oh my gosh!" I typically told her what had happened between Monique and me. And she was like, well, what? And I told her about the conversation I had with Chris. And, I told her about everything, and, she was like, oh my gosh. Because at this time, she and Monique had already had their little falling out, right? So, my flesh was telling me, like, I wanted someone to be on my side, because Sharice had made comments like saying that, Monique had, used her for her contacts and things of that nature, because Monique, when she came to Potomac, she didn't know anybody, so Sharice actually introduced her to a lot of people or whatever, so I talked to Sharice and I contacted her, and I was, letting her know about what happened. And she did inform me that she was going to take it to the rest of the girls. I'm not going to lie. She did tell me that. That was not my intent. I actually just wanted to have a kiki moment between Sharice and I. But, when she said it, I was just like, you can do what you want to do with it. That's not my problem. Which is not. When you talk to people about, whatever you talk to your friends or whomever about, like, what they do with that information, that's not your business. It wasn't my business what she did with the information that I disclosed to her. And the only information that I disclosed to Sharice was the information about, what had actually happened. You know what I'm saying? So, we had a couple of other kiki moments in regard to things unrelated to that incident. But, it was what it was. So I was not privy to what she said to the other ladies. None of that. None of it. I don't know about none of that. I did have a conversation with somebody that at that time used to work. That particular season, he was not working for Real Housewives of Potomac. But he and I were cool. And I was telling him what had happened between Monique and I. And he was just like, oh no. And I didn't tell him anything about the trainer. Let's be clear. Trainer never came out of my mouth. None of that. I was just telling him how she's changed. And, yada, 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 since doing the show. And he's just like, no, Monique loves you. And, I'm like, bruh, like, No. Was not, no. So anywho, I don't know how I got twisted that I went to the production and was trying to get on the show. Never, ever, ever have I ever said, hey, I want to be on the Real House. Just bring me on to the show. I never did that. Oh, the audacity for me to say something like that. No, she's not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. For what? And every time that I've ever been on a show with Monique, it's not because I came and told her, like, hey, won't you put me on a show? She would call me and say, Gigi, you want to film with me today? Won't you film with me today? I need to do some pickup scenes and yada, 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 or whatever. You know, so I'm not going to be like, no. I know she don't have no other friends here. Not no real ones anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm your girl. Like, I got your back. Whatever you need, I'm there for you. You know, like, that's who I was. That's who I am to all of my friends. And all of my friends can confirm this. I'm not this messed up, jacked up person that y'all people on this dang on group have painted me to be at all. I am actually a real friend, and there was no malicious intent. There was no ulterior motives. When I had the conversation with Chris, it was actually to fix everything. It was to tell him, like, this is going on, like, you need to fix what the fuck is going on, because, like, she's wilding out and this is abnormal for her. She does not act like this. This is not the Hazel I know. I was in a completely unfamiliar and uncomfortable environment in that situation, and I did not know what to do. Okay, had she left that party and went to the after party after the party, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no telling what could have possibly happened. I don't know. But at that moment, I knew that I needed to be a friend and get her out of there. But my pulling her away and telling her, no, you're tripping, and me shaking her like, get your shit together. Like, it's people in here. There are people in here, and this is the exact conversation I had with her in this club. Let's be 100% clear. There are people in here that know you're on that show. They know that you're on their show. You don't know who's in here with cameras. So that was my purpose of actually filming any of it, so she can see how she acted the very next day, because she had been drinking, taking shot after shot. She was wasted. White girl wasted. Sorry, excuse my language. She was just wasted. Sorry for the whole whatever. But anywho, I'm just trying to make a point. So I'm calling myself being a friend. It had no motives at all. It was not meant to be malicious. That was my girl. I loved her. I would never want to see her. Even still to this day, can't stand her ass. But I don't want to see her without her, you know, like, not married to Chris at all. You know, we have so many broken families in the black community. It's ridiculous. I don't want to see another one. Whatever it is, whatever she's done or whatever, like, it can be fixed. It can be fixed. You know, like, talk that shit up, talk it out, and, you know, move on with your married little lives. Because I know their relationship ain't perfect. Mine's not perfect. Yours not perfect. Nobody in his relationship is perfect at all. We all have issues, and married people go through a lot of crap. It's hard to be married. It's not like this is my boyfriend and, oh, I can just pack my stuff up and leave or whatever. Like, marriage is very easy to get into, but very hard to get out of or whatever. So I would never, ever, ever try to intentionally put myself in a situation to jeopardize the marriage of or the union of anybody. I try to speak life into relationships, especially marriages. Work that out. Okay? And that was my conversation with Chris for the most part. Yeah, this is what's going on, but you need to fix that shit, because she's fucking tripping and she's not listening to me. And this is a conversation I'm having with my brother. Now, I'm not looking at him as being, oh, no, you're Hazel's husband. Now, granted, he did some ass shit, and he's still doing ass shit. You know, interfering in, you know, women's business the way that he is. You notice the other husbands besides Michael, who's Yeah. I need you to do better. Interfering in women's like situations and threatening to you, saying you wish you was a transgendered man so you can smack the hell out of another woman and who does that? What grown man, what 400-pound man does that? Like, come on, bro. No, we don't do that. Like, you can't say nothing like that to me because my husband gonna be on it. And you notice my husband, like, he's part of the story, but you ain't gonna see him on nobody's live sitting next to me like, yeah, my wife, he ain't getting in that female stuff. Real men don't do that. Let's be clear, they don't do it. Men do men shit, and that's not a man shit at all. Okay, let me bring back down. So I'm about to cut these comments on. So I want y'all to... All right.